Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, things are looking good. Not just good, great, fantastic. The entire crypto market cap, Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, Cardano, Chainlink, XRP, you name it. Flying higher, pumping higher. The entire crypto market cap has never been at this level before. So let's talk about what's going on and what more to expect today. A lot more goodness, I think. All right, let's do it, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out the day 120, 700. It looks like Bitcoin is looking like it wants to press that previous high of 123. It's coming. It's right around the corner. Not only that, ETH is still going higher. 4,700. It's only like $80 from its all-time high. ETH has just been on fire. There's no other way to describe it. You have Sol catching up, having a huge move upwards above 200. And many others. I mean, you go on and on and on. Sui's above $4 once again. XRP is starting to move at 330. You got a lot of major movers right now. In fact, the crypto market cap is at $4.11 trillion. So, highest market cap for all crypto ever recorded in history. Now, granted, we have more coins now than ever before, but still, it's monumental. All right, and the U.S. market today is looking green. Kind of expected because yesterday we had a pretty green day. We had an inflation reading that came in lower than expectations. So this is all good. All good stuff. Coinbase having a good day today. MicroStrategy having a good day. Circle still not having a good day because they're issuing more stock. Circle, man, they're just not, Wall Street's not having it. But everyone else is. And this is a new company that's coming in too. And also, you could see this headline news. Trump is considering 11 candidates for the Fed chair. Rick Ryder, by the way, is from BlackRock. And we know that BlackRock has been loading up on crypto, Bitcoin and ETH. Having someone from BlackRock as the Fed chair, well, that'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting. But overall, right now, we are looking at what's going to happen next month for that cut. Everyone, including Rick Ryder, wants a 50 basis point cut. So are we going to get that? If we get hints of that later this week, because we have another inflation reading and some more economic data, if they come in weaker or lower than expectation, that would be very good. Then we will get a 50 basis point cut, and that will give us even more momentum to go further. Let's see. What else is there? Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer tells investors to stay the course even when it feels tough. That's kind of like what I do. I tell you guys to DCA and HODL despite FUD and despite market manipulation and all that stuff. I guess Jim Cramer does it too, except when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto. He does it with stocks. But now he has done a full 180, and he believes in Bitcoin and Ethereum. He believes, mostly Bitcoin. I don't know where Ethereum came from. He believes that Bitcoin is for the newer generation. If you want to protect your wealth from irresponsible spending, Bitcoin is the way to do it. But he wasn't always like that. He has flip-flopped on Bitcoin many times before. But if he truly believes now, then you know what? Then that's even better. Because Bitcoin is the big daddy And it is the greatest store value that we have. It really is. What else is there? I didn't know this. There's an exchange called Bullish that is having an IPO, and they are owned by the owner of CoinDesk. So here's another crypto-related stock for all you crypto fans. But again, I don't know anything about this exchange. This is the first time I've heard of it. It's a good name, Bullish, but I've never heard of it. Interesting enough. All right. What else is there? I did talk about this. The crypto market cap hits 4 trillion for the first time in history. This is pretty big. This is T with a trillion. This is not B with a billion. Okay. I still remember the days when we were in a couple of crypto winters ago. We hit 100 billion in market cap. There were times quite brutal, but over the years we've been growing and growing and growing and growing. We've seen a lot of bad moments, crypto winter, black swan events, or whatever. But I've been telling you guys to stay strong, stay focused, and look towards the future and look at where we are now. And 4 trillion, this is at the beginning of altcoin season, and certainly not at Bitcoin's peak. When Bitcoin hits 200, 250,000, and altcoin season is in full bull mode, we could be looking at a 10 trillion, 12 trillion market cap by the end of this cycle, which is what, 4 months, 5 months? That would be crazy. And who's to say that we won't just continue on even after this cycle? Crypto winter may not be a thing anymore. So this is just the beginning. This is really just the beginning. It's going to get a lot more exciting. Let's see. U.S. Bitcoin inflow. Yesterday was actually quite low, despite doing well. Only 66 million inflow. That's because we had some outflow. BlackRock still took in 111 million. But here, again, the story is with Ethereum. Ethereum inflow is at 500 million. So investors, Wall Street investors, are loading up on ETH ETFs right now. Part of the reason why ETH is so damn strong. It shows that there is an appetite beyond Bitcoin. So when the others come out, the Sol Spot ETF, XRP ETF, Cardano ETF, Doge ETF, whatever else ETF that's going to come out, and then they're going to have bucket ones too, where it's a whole group of them. That means there's appetite for it, and it's going to be wild. Really good. What else is good? Metaplanet, now the 4th largest Bitcoin holder in the world. They have 18,000 Bitcoin, worth 2 billion, 2.1 billion, and they're trying to increase that from 18,000 to 210,000 within the next 2 years. That's pretty ferocious pace. But again, if you believe, you are going to do what you can to load up. That's really it. You just load up. Stop questioning everything and just load up. And so far has worked well for Bitcoin holders and worked well for Michael Saylor. Now it's working very well for Metaplanet too. And many others. They're doing the same thing. Norway's 1.9 trillion sovereign fund is now holding Bitcoin, and they plan on buying more. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Right? And if you look at the bottom there, we are right at the point before we head much higher, at least according to previous cycles, right? And I think we're right around there. I think it's going to be somewhere September, October, just like previous times, previous years, previous cycles. And that's when we make that final push upwards. Anywhere from 150 to 250. Some estimates show even more. The more, the better, obviously, right? Bitcoin's leading the way. However, a lot of you guys may have noticed altcoin season started. We're seeing Bitcoin dominance drop. Actually, it's below 60% now. And that's because you're seeing many others blow up right now. Okay. Here's top 100 coins performance by 90 days or over 90 days. And you could see Bitcoin's right there, about 17%. But you got a lot that has outperformed. BNB here at 30%. You got, Chainlink at 46%. You have ETH at 84%. Hype at 86%. Man, you got a lot of Uniswap at 90%, the biggest DEX on ETH. And you even got Pengu and SPX up here, a couple memes. But you could see a lot of great movers within the last 90 days. But really, altcoin season, I think, started maybe about a month ago when ETH inflows started skyrocketing. Maybe not even a month ago. Maybe just like 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Right? And as ETH climbs higher towards its all-time high, where is it going to go afterwards? Well, as a final destination, a lot of traders think that it could hit 13,000, which makes a lot of sense because if it hits 5,000, to do a 1x makes it 10,000. And, 13K is about 1.5x, right? A little bit more than double. Can that be possible even with someone like ETH? Well, considering I'm expecting a double at least for Bitcoin, that could certainly be possible. Certainly be possible. But we'll see. It's all speculation at this point. Standard Chartered, one of the biggest banks on the planet, thinks that ETH will hit 7,500, which is pretty much double from where we are now, but not double from 5,000. But still, no, it's about like half, 50%. So again, people are predicting 7,500, 13,000, whatever, right? Maybe even higher. Who knows? But right now, what's apparent is ETH is going higher because institutional demand is skyrocketing. Not so much as transactions. ETH is very limited by transactions. It's like 1,800 transactions a day or something. The ETH can't really scale at this point. However, institutional demand is definitely sky high. Sky high right now. That's why it's being carried. And it's good. It's leading altcoin season. Those of you guys that have bags of ETH from 2021, congratulations. I've met many. And they're all feeling pretty good right now. But it's not just ETH, guys. Sol is waking up, breaking above 200. Transactions, volume, TVL, all growing by leaps and bounds. Double-digit gains. Same thing with Chainlink, and same thing with so many others out there right now. It's just good all around. It's just good all around. There's no other way to say it. And by the way, my Crypto Pulse X and brand, basically, which is all focused on charts and trading. My traders have been really good. They called this a few days ago where they were looking at Sol saying that, hey, Sol's going to hit 170 and then it'll be a perfect retest. And then head up to 200s. And guess what? 2 days later, that's exactly what happened. So if you guys aren't following Crypto Pulse, make sure you do so. This is the one that I've been telling you guys about. And also the Discord has my traders in there. The boot camp is from Crypto Pulse. You guys need to follow this if you haven't. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's free information. All right. that's pretty much it overall today. U.S. market is still looking great. Fantastic. MicroStrategy turned green. That's good. Coinbase is on fire right now. And Sol is still going. Sol is at 202. Looking good. Looking good. All right, guys. Let's do some Q&A. Camera wall, yeah. I don't know if it was you, but someone asked for it yesterday, and I heard people have been asking for it. So there is a meme channel in the Discord. You got thousands of people in there, guys, but though not every person is chatting all the time. But that's something else that I've been telling you guys about. Really good community. You got some great mods, great traders, great people in there. Can VeChain break its all-time high? I certainly hope so. I know they just announced a new staking platform, but outside of that, they're still working on their better platform, which is still a little weird to me, but hey, anything goes in altcoin season. Benito gambled 6 ETH in one night in 2022, around 600 on 22. You mean gambled at like a gambling site? Well, that sucks. Hopefully you won, but it sounds like you didn't. Have you heard of Abaxi? Biggest Sol treasury company supposedly Arthur Hayes is advising. I saw something like that. Just didn't know much about them. Oh, there we go. 121 for Bitcoin. Only $2,000 away from all-time high. Roberto's asking, move a percentage of L1 alts now. What do you mean? Move from Bitcoin into L1s or L1s into something else? I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm thinking you're asking from Bitcoin to L1s. I mentioned that in my video last night. If you don't have a diversified portfolio, if you're not following 50-25-25 rule, then maybe it would be a good idea to put a little more, right? But if you're already following that, then no, you don't need to do anything. Let's see how my DCA portfolio is doing. Ooh, it's up. This is an all-time high for this. 117%. This is just DCA. No guessing. DCA holding. Although some of these are still very behind. I'm expecting when altcoin season truly hits, this portfolio is going to go a lot higher. A lot higher. Well above 6 figures. Let's bring up my Discord here. So I mentioned Discord. I added a meme coin chat. A lot of people are chatting already. A ton of people that love meme coins. Rate my portfolio here. Yesterday I looked at that. Here's a good one. 56% in Bitcoin, 30% Sol, 7 ETH, 1% Jupiter, ADA, Link, rest are meme coins. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. At this point, you know, I would say you could probably, if you wanted to, you could up the ETH a little bit and the others. You know, if you wanted to drop that Bitcoin down from 56 down to like 50. But otherwise, it's a pretty good portfolio. This guy right here is just like all memes, basically. I guess, you know, if you go all memes. Yeah, I'd say this guy has way too many memes. Darlo says, should I unload my 92 Civic for Bitcoin or is it too late? Your 92 Civic probably is worth what? Less than 0.1 Bitcoin at this point. It's never too late because your 92 Civic ain't going to go upwards in price. Bitcoin will. I added a Clash Royale channel too because I'm still raging over this game, asking people to post their deck. Only one person posted, and I tried to play with this person's deck. I have no idea what I'm doing. I got destroyed in that. And Bitcoin is still skyrocketing while I'm talking. 121.8. We're looking pretty good, guys. Let's check out the volume here. Volume is definitely up. Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually a pretty good volume right now. Could be better, though. ETH taking a little breather because Bitcoin's pumping. Everyone else is taking a slight breather. See, when you see huge Bitcoin pumps, okay, sucks liquidity out of everything. People don't understand why. Like, why would that happen? Because it just does. Because you need money to come from somewhere. I'm assuming a lot of alts are being sold off for the purpose of buying Bitcoin. That's why you see that. I bet you 1 ETH to do a one-on-one in Clash Royale. No, I can't do that, man. I can't do that. That would be fun, though, to bet on ETH. But I'm just not good enough. Jupiter and Radium to hold. I love using Jupiter. I don't love using Radium, but Radium is the biggest DEX there is on Sol. I don't think you could go wrong with either one. Let's see where the... Oh, yeah. We just smashed through that level. 121.8. There's not much up here. I would say we probably settle to around here. 123.8, 124. There's no reason why we can't head to there today. Coinbase is having a good day, although Coinbase is still way down from before. But up 6%, recovering. Robinhood taking a breather today. Am I one of those people that own 100,000 Bitcoin? No, nowhere close. I own a decent amount, but not nearly as much as people think. Oh my God, this thing! Look at this candle for volume. It's sky high, and Bitcoin is going higher. I think 124, 123.8, 124 is right around the corner. Someone says, check out my deck. Hernan Nova. I have not played a new Ice Spirit. That lady. I think it's Ice Spirit. I hate Boulder, but it's such a pain. It's a good deck. How many trophies do you have? I'm guessing you're like 6,000, 7,000 trophies. You're all level 12. Man, there are some people that play super cheesy or super cheap. Can't stand those people. And coming down a little bit. I'm chaining it up. I don't have one consistent deck because I just keep winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing. So I don't have like a go-to deck anymore. I keep trying to change it and it doesn't work. The game is really good at pitting you against people that it thinks you're going to be weak against. That's how it does it. I realize that because if you lose against one person, all of a sudden you'll play all these people that are using the same kind of decks. And then once you figure out how to beat that deck, still pit you against someone else with the different decks that you're weak against. That's how they force people to like upgrade and pay for things. It's actually really genius if you think about it, but it really sucks. 81% Sol in my cook. No, what are you talking about? Sol just broke above 200. It's going to get back to its all-time high of 260 that it formed earlier this year, and you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. Pete, you're going to have to get back into it, man. The game does make you rage. It makes you rage like no other. Like I'm so chill normally, and I don't play any games. I don't do anything. But whenever I play that game, I rage so hard and it ruins my mood. I don't know why I still even play it. Now TikTok keeps showing me videos of people playing it. Hyperledger, again, you know, it came out of nowhere and it just blew up, or Hyperliquid, I'm sorry. You know, at this point, it's a big cap. You can't really go wrong with it, although I still kind of don't trust that it got so big so fast. And it's not listed on any big exchanges, and that's on purpose because they are a decentralized derivative platform. Um, but yeah, I don't think you could go wrong with it, except I'm still a little worried about them. And their circuit supply is still pretty low compared to the total supply. I have 20K. Would you recommend me go all in on Solana? No. At this point, don't go all in on anything. Still, if you go buy anything, spread out at least five. I would say you get a basket. No matter what, you still gotta have Bitcoin. I don't care what anyone says. You gotta have Bitcoin in there. You could put some Sol in there, Sui, ETH, XRP. I'll probably throw in a little chain link at this point. Maybe a meme in there, like Pepe, something like that. Still be diversified. F15HO, I appreciate it. Oh man, Sol got back. Sol was higher than 260. It peaked at 295 in January. That was like height of meme season. So next stop is this 219. After that, then it's like 260, 300. Man, I forgot how high Sol got. Rob asks, you think 1 million portfolio is possible if at 140K right now? It really depends on what you're holding, but it's possible. That's like a 7x. It's possible. It really is. It sounds like it's not. But I've lived through a lot of altcoin seasons and things get wild. That's why I started out this stream saying that even though we broke 4 trillion, it's really the beginning. It really is the beginning. By the end of this cycle, we could see 12 trillion, 15 trillion in market cap. So it's very, very early. Very early. Man, Bitcoin just needs to push a little higher. Just $1,000 higher. That's it. That's all we need. People have asked me about this before and finally looked into it. There are these stocks. This is not crypto, but kind of related to crypto. There are these stocks called yield max stuff. So there's one that tracks like MicroStrategy, for example. There's one that tracks NVIDIA or whatever. They basically play options and then they give you a crazy amount of yield. The MicroStrategy one kind of follows MicroStrategy's movement, although it's not really similar. But these pay out like crazy amount of dividends. I've been watching them and testing them. So just FYI, for those of you guys that have stocks and you're looking into something that pays out, like gives you cash flow, something to consider. Ooh, we broke above 122. You know, Michael, just with Bitcoin going to 200,000 would break 6 trillion. So I don't know why you're so bearish, but whatever. We could have two all-time highs today. Both Bitcoin and ETH could break all-time high. Bitcoin only needs to go up $1,000 and ETH only needs to go up $200. So we could have two all-time highs from the two biggest projects today if we just get a slight push. I think it can happen. Look at the US market is so green right now. Some of that money is going to flow out and come into crypto. Do you think cycles are over or too much adoption? Curious if you think putting profits into Bitcoin USDT is the route. Putting profits into BTC or US. Oh, so you're basically asking if you should start taking profits. If you don't take profits, then you leave it in Bitcoin or put more into Bitcoin. I mean, right now, I don't think we're anywhere near Bitcoin's top. And I've said this, I really think the percentage of after this cycle that we continue on and not have crypto winter, I think that percentage have increased quite a lot. At least 50-50 now. Because it just makes sense that institutions are not going to be dumping everything by the end of this year. And we start getting rate cuts starting September, and then we get another one in December, and then we get more next year. That's only going to help the market. And then we get more trade deals done that should help the market. I mean, things are firing all cylinders right now. I guess it's too early to call until next year, but I just don't see all these ETF holders. Okay. 58,000. It's more than that. It's like 600,000 Bitcoin held in the ETFs all of a sudden being dumped. And then all the ones that Sailor has, Metaplanet has, Mara has, Riot has, Tesla has, they're not dumping. That's a crazy amount of supply that's not going anywhere. What is wrong with MSTR? You know, this is the reason why I don't have any more MSTR. Because, first of all, I don't know what Sailor does in terms of like issuing more stock or selling stock. He probably does that very often so that he could raise more money to buy more Bitcoin. So that's probably a big reason why, you see sudden drops with MicroStrategy. And number two, I think Wall Street does tend to like short it whenever like they think Bitcoin's too high or something like that. I think it's kind of like their bridge into Bitcoin. That's the reason. I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't move and it actually goes down. But right now, Bitcoin is not going down. 122.2. We're like $800 away, guys, from all-time high. Where is that all-time high? Oh, right there. And that was a brief moment. Honestly, if you look at the average price, we're probably above it already. We just had a brief moment right here at 123. But you could see that it's just like a quick wick. It wasn't something that was sustainable. And we're there. David Gary, I think he is because last year or earlier this year, he increased the outstanding shares. Remember, it was voted upon to like 10 trillion or something like that. And because of that, he could issue as many shares as he wants. Um, so there's a lot of shares I think he's not just issuing like Stride and Strife and all those other ones. He is, but I think he could sell common shares too. I don't think people realize that. I mean, I don't know. I may be wrong. I have to do more research into it. For your alts like Link and XRP, when you take profits, would you put a profit in BTC or USDT? At this point, I would still say you got to have cash, like 20%, 25% in cash, which is USDT, USDC at this point. And then the rest, you could put into Bitcoin. Or you just roll in whatever, Link or XRP, because I don't think they're anywhere near the top. I may have to do, depending on how high we go today, I may do a live stream tonight, and then maybe we'll have some Blue Label with me. Check out Invesco dividend stocks. Man, Heath, if I'm looking at, for dividend stocks, I'm only looking at the yield max stuff. And that's because they pay out weekly and they pay out tremendously. So that's the only thing that'll make it worth it not owning stocks or crypto at this point is the crazy yield. Although I don't think the yield is sustainable, but somehow they've been operating for a couple years and they're still around. I only found out about it recently. Did you see a drama with Cubic taking over 50%, 51% Monero? I heard about it, but I don't really have any thoughts. It's bad, obviously. Yeah, but whatever it pays weekly can't compare to the yield max stuff. But I'll look into it. Invesco dividend stocks. I'll look into it. The yield max stuff is like paying 1+% per week, which is crazy. We are looking forward to seeing you at Japan's largest Web3 conference. I would love to go to Japan. I've never been to Japan before. We are preparing to announce our new services and demonstrated products on the end of the conference, so please look forward to see. But if that's like an official invite, okay, you need to email me the details, because I have no idea what conference you're talking about and when. I've been invited to a lot of conferences recently. I just got invited to the F1 in Amsterdam. That's like end of this month. I don't know if they're paying for my trip or what, but if they are, I would consider it. When do you recommend taking profits to be aware of crypto winter coming? When Bitcoin is above 200,000, I would say. I would say after 200,000, that's when things may be coming down. But again, that's just a guess. Bitcoin could be heading to 250. It could be heading to 300. We don't know at this point. It could keep going. Are we going to get a pullback this time after a huge rally? Probably. Remember not too long ago, I just talked about market makers moving markets, right? Downwards. Now that we have kind of shorted or liquidated as shorts, it would not surprise me if we went to the downside. And the downside is not too far off from where we are. 119.5, 119.1. If we kept going, we could go all the way here to like 117, 118, 117. If the market makers are really good, wants to clear out the longs, that's where we would probably head to. 117.6, 118. Again, just a few thousand swing. But the alts could come down majorly if that happened, because I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of huge longs open right now. Like, I've been playing with 5 to 8x, been doing pretty well recently, but I'm pretty sure there are some crazy people, very greedy people that are doing 20, 25, 30, 40, 50x's, and they are primed to be liquidated if we move to the downside. Little breather on the alts right now. Slight breather. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see where things go by the end of today. We're very, very, very close with Bitcoin and ETH breaking all-time highs today. We're very close. Let's see if it happens. But overall, today, pretty much everything's green. If you're holding something that's not green, that would be very rare. That'd be very, very rare besides stable coins. I mean, like, everything's green. Everything is green. That's it, guys. Enjoy your gains. Let's see where things head to today. And I may have a live stream tonight, so I'll let you guys know. Make sure you join Discord. Not for chat royale stuff. I mean Clash Royale stuff. Join Discord. And make sure you follow Crypto Pulse on X too. All right. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.